So it's a little bit bittersweet news for Xbox or for Xbox fans. Like, I'm honest about it. It is bittersweet as could be because, I think this is something that we were asking for, and this was something that could have realistically led Microsoft, back from the brink of, like, the Xbox not being anything special. You know what I mean? Like, I do feel like Xbox used to be just this amazing thing, and Microsoft has kind of killed what was amazing about it. And I'm not saying that they don't do anything good or anything like that, but I do think that it's just one of those things where Microsoft really kind of let themselves go a bit. And that's unfortunate. I thought, and I said this years ago. I was like, they're getting these studios. They're going to have exclusive games in a particular, years, probably 2024 or so, and they'll be able to really kind of punch their own ticket after that. And what happened was that never really happened. Just when they started getting good games. They started putting games on PlayStation and Switch, and, some of their games were, like, kind of lackluster or not ready to launch, and so, they kind of shot themselves in the foot. But I want to get into this. What's up, everybody? Crap Gamer here with Crap Gamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel, and it means a lot to me personally. I do daily gaming content. I do at least one video a day, so if you guys are interested and looking for something fun and informative, then hey, that's what I'm here for. So thank you guys very, very much. Now, when we look at this and we go, okay, Microsoft, how did they kind of handle this? How did they do things differently? What really happened? I originally, and I mentioned this numerous times, I thought 2023 in particular would be the start of Microsoft just getting hit after hit after hit. And what I mean by that is I thought, okay, well, they're going to release Starfield, and I thought that was going to be like a 90 plus rated game, right? And it wasn't. It's a good game, but it's not the great 90 plus rated game that everybody was hoping it would be. And then I figured Forza Motorsport, with a 6-year buffer of development time, that would just be like the best Forza Motorsport ever. And those motorsport games always get around 90 rating, and that wasn't the case. It wasn't a finished game, and it didn't get as good a score as I thought. So I thought that originally that would have been back-to-back 90 rated games. And then Hellblade 2 the following year would be, high rated. Hellblade 1 is 88 rated on Xbox, right? So why wouldn't Hellblade 2 be even better? They had more money, more time, more developers, but again, the score didn't reflect any of that. So that kind of went down. Then you had Flight Sim. I figured that the last Flight Sim game was a 91 on Xbox. This one's a 78. So nothing really fell into place except for Indiana Jones, right? Indiana Jones seemingly has fallen into place and realistically kind of did this thing where it's a game that came at the right time, and now Xbox fans are deservedly excited about it, which, I think that's really cool. But then you also have a situation where gamers are kind of looking at this and going, well, that's cool, but, it's not exactly an Xbox exclusive. Like, Microsoft didn't even give us a chance to really, like, enjoy the game, as an exclusive. And, I really feel like that's unfortunate. Just as an Xbox fan, I just feel like, hey, you know what? That's sort of an unfortunate situation. We all were kind of hoping that we would get sometime with this exclusive. It maybe could have pushed some consoles, and now we see this thing is sitting at an 87 Metacritic on Metacritic on Xbox. So the fact that this thing is sitting there with an 87 Metacritic is insane to me. Like, and people are saying it's the best game that Microsoft has put out. All this kind of stuff. And the funny thing is that that's counting Starfield and things like that. This is apparently a very polished game. It has a couple little issues or whatever, but overall, they're saying, this is the game. This is the thing that Xbox has been missing, and it's just really unfortunate that after all this time, we still haven't really been able to, you know, kind of how this kind of stuff gets handled. Like, we still haven't really got the great things that we wanted. But Indiana Jones is a good step for the industry as well as Xbox, Indiana Jones arrives to lead Xbox's kind of idea of what the future is, I guess. Microsoft needs high-profile titles to kind of prove itself as a gaming software leader. Because think about this for a second, right? Not every game's Call of Duty, and I've mentioned this numerous times, People are like, yeah, they got to release everything. Like, you can tell, Pentiment, Hi-Fi Rush, Grounded, these games didn't do anything on PlayStation or Nintendo, right? And the majority of Microsoft's portfolio is like that, in my opinion, right? Like, yeah, Call of Duty's big, Overwatch is big, Diablo is big, but Perfect Dark isn't. You know what I mean? And believe it or not, even though I love Fable isn't like a huge game or a huge franchise. I think all the Fable games combined sold 10 million, which, is decent, but not like this amazing entity or whatever, So, again, we have this weird situation going forward where Microsoft needs to prove that they can come out with these hit games. And this is what I've been saying all along. It's like, look, Hellblade 2 wasn't big at all. You know what I mean? It's really unfortunate that, their games haven't been like the big hits that, many of us kind of were hoping for. But at the same time, I'm kind of looking at this and going, Microsoft really kind of backed themselves into a corner with this stuff. Because if we look at it, right, if they don't have hardware, right, what did they release this year? Flight Sim that was poorly received. Indiana Jones, which is good, which is obviously being well received. Call of Duty, which pretty much always sells really well, but that can fluctuate from time to time. So realistically, we're in a situation where they haven't really released much as a first party this year. So we'll kind of see what happens, in the future with these type of releases and things like that. I think the way that we're kind of looking at these things, that hey, this is like a good single player game, and maybe it'll do well. I don't know if this game is going to go out there and like shine, but I do think that it's one of those things where we have this game, we're going to have this game that's going to be at least well received, where people, I think that might cause more people to go play it. Like myself personally, I was kind of excited about it when I first heard about it, because I grew up, in the 80s with Indiana Jones, and the first 3 movies are awesome. But, I'm like, is this going to be one that's quote-unquote for modern audiences, or is this going to be something that's, that we can all enjoy? Is it, you know what I mean? Like, are they going to emasculate indie? Like, what's the deal going to be there? And that's, I think, how I looked at things, like what was going to happen, and how was like things going to change, kind of going forward, and for me, I'm glad to see, like, in a lot of the reviews that I'm seeing, obviously I didn't get early release or anything like that, but people are saying that it's really true to the movies, and Indy is really good in it, and to his credit, Troy Baker has done an excellent Indiana Jones. So I think that really is cool to see that, and honestly, that makes me extremely happy. I think that Microsoft is at a particular point, where they're going to have to kind of make some choices, and honestly, that's realistically kind of what a lot of us are expecting. Just to be clear, that's kind of what I'm expecting in the future. Like, Microsoft is going to have to be able to change some things with how they handle how they handle Microsoft's own like ideas. Like, you have to be able to have a situation where the Xbox team can lead some things, and I think that's what they're going to need to do before too long. Anyway, in my opinion, that's what they're going to need to do. Is that going to work out? We'll see. We'll see. Realistically, I think it could go either way, and we could be like waiting to see how these kind of things change in the future with what their plans are. So, anyway, let me know what you guys think. Rack 'em up. Crap Gamer out.